Hi everyone, welcome back to Studioloo. It's Cindy. We're here for day number 10, and this is thread as our prompt for Junk Journal July. So I only have about 80 bajillion threads in my studio. So what I was thinking is, again, we're going to start with like a substrate, something that is ready to go to be like a journal base, but it needs to be sort of finished to be able to go in a journal. If I want it to be, a more decorative journal. So what I was thinking I'd do, just like yesterday kind of, to get started with scraps, I'm just going to pull a handful of my scraps out of my scrap bin. And I thought first I just want to give a background to these with some scraps. So it should be a pretty quick process. I'm just going to glue the entire thing. And then we're going to lay scrap paper on top. Just bits of this and that. Until that is pretty much covered. There we go. Rid of these. That can go on something else. So can those. So that's one. I'm going to make a little mass make today because why not? Still trying to figure out what I want to do with my day today. Have a bit of spare time, so let's go with that. What's this? Not long enough. That's kind of cool. Then I would need an itty bitty piece for that edge. Maybe this. Oh, maybe this. This would be good. It's really fun to work with scraps like this. I think I am due to do a big scrap project because I have a lot of scraps right now. After clearing them out really well, it happens. When you make a few journals, you end up with, a replenishment of scraps. That's never something I long to have, is more scraps, because I make a lot of them. Okay. Next one. So lots of paper before thread, I know, but it's okay. They're all just really pretty dyed papers from my paper dyeing. I had set these cards aside because I was going to use them for the index card a day challenge. I just didn't get to it. I just don't have time right now, unfortunately. You've got to be realistic with yourself. And this month has just proven to be a lot more eventful than I could have ever imagined. So it is what it is. Not that. That looks like a nice folio for something. Set that aside. Okay. Maybe a bit of these yellow flowers. Okay. So now we're going to have these 4 bases that would be amazing as pockets, journal cards, or tuck spots, right? They would work for all of that. Then I'm going to get rid of this. I think the last time I did like a thread textile sewing kind of theme, I made like haberdashery tags, and it was for probably like, I don't know, more than likely it was like Junk Journal January, but I do recall. So now I'm going to grab my Ort, which is my jar of threads from, you know, sewing, hand stitching, knitting, all of it, just threads and yarns. And what I would like to do is I'm going to take 2 pages here, or maybe 3 or 4, just a few pages. I'm just looking to create kind of a sturdy surface, enough paper to like use it as a tray to just hold on to these. So I'm going to put down 2 of these on here, just kind of back to back. Why? Because we're going to take threads from my Ort jar, like so, and just lay them right across the whole thing. Preferably not like too tangly or anything, just try to like use the, you can loop it back on top, just try to like use the thread. So it sits on top. Can do as much or as little as you like. I still want the paper to be visible. I don't want to like completely hide that, all that fun paper back there. So it stays a part of the project. That one's a little too tangly. I'm going to get rid of it. Get a little bit of maybe pink for right there. Okay, so just lay those like that. Set that one aside. That's number 1. And then we'll do the same thing here with number 2. Just lay those back to back like that. You can lay them any way you want. It just depends how you want the threads to run over these. So again, just threads, more threads. Okay, there we go. Come on, threads. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we have 2. This one's a little more wrangly than the other one, as you can see. Oh my goodness. Whee, there we go. Now, what I'm going to do is take this over to the sewing machine. I would love to take you, but unfortunately I can't because I just don't want to move my camera over to the sewing machine. It's too hard. I thought about doing this thing where I could always have my sewing machine accessible, but you know what I'll do, right? I would like injure my shoulder or my elbow or something, and we don't need to do that. So what I'll do, I'll explain it to you. So you see how I laid those back to back, right? When I go to the sewing machine, I'm going to turn this and I'm going to stitch this way. So I'm stitching right across. I'm going to go like this way, turn around that way, this way, turn around that way, and just stitch all the way across this whole entire thing on both these sheets. Then we'll do the rest of the project together. So I'll be right back. So these are all stitched around now. So you can see with the black thread here how I just kind of zigzagged around over them. And then this one's like a little more neat. This one's a little more messy. So let's just now go around these. And so the important thing is just the tab. I want to keep that tab in place. So I'm just going to come around and cut right around the book page and leave like a little border just for the fun of it. And then you can, once you've got the tab there, we can cut right across. And this is where we're just going to cut those additional threads completely off. And I put the whole thing with the book pages underneath right through the machine. So you see that whole thing. And then we get this fun pocket. And you could even back it as a journal card if you wanted. You could, you know, collage on top of it. You could cut your threads away more if you wanted. I want to leave these a little tiny bit like raggedy though, because I think that's kind of fun. Put this one. Then you can further like modify this pocket to, you know, set it to be the theme of whatever journal you're making. Gonna snip that so we can see the S. You can leave these as raggedy or controlled as you like. Okay. The toughest part really is just going around that folder tab. Okay. So I will toss all this away. There we go. And we have these 4 little pockets with lots of threads and fun collage, and I think they'll be a lot of fun in a journal. I think it's a nice way to kind of use up art threads. I'm always looking for ways to kind of use these up. I haven't been keeping as many lately as I used to. You just can't keep everything, but I do try to use them. You know, I've done journal covers where I've trapped them between that iron what's it called, fusible webbing, right? The ironable fusible webbing, and then you wash it and it completely disappears after you like stitch it. I have a video doing that somewhere on my channel, but yeah, that is my little Ort jar thread pockets for the day. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.